Hey, good evening. It's Thursday, January 21st. No, and kind of observing what's happening right now, the mood of the country, which can affect the mood of God's people. Nobody seems very happy. Whether the people won or lost the election, both see, there's not a whole lot of happiness going on. So we can tend to be very discouraged. But for the people of God, we have every reason to be encouraged. And Psalm 36 gives us particular reason why we can be encouraged with God and His faithfulness. Verses 1 to 4 speak of kind of a difficult time, but verses 5 to 9 speak of the refreshing, encouraging love of God. The first two say, 5 and 6, God's love is refreshing. So I'm reading from Dale Ralph Davis's translation. Yahweh, your unchanging love is in the heavens, and your faithfulness reaches up to the skies. Your righteousness is like the highest mountains. Your decisions are like a vast deep. Man and beast, you save, Yahweh. Anytime in the Hebrew where something begins and ends with the same phrase, in this case, Yahweh, God is setting something apart for us special. And the special covenant name, Yahweh, this is the personal promise of God. His love is unchanging. Regardless of election results and inaugurations and issues, the love of God is unchanging. And that becomes a rock, an anchor. It gives life to us. And then these last three verses. God's love is protective. How precious is your unchanging love, O Lord. And the sons of man take refuge in the shadow of your wings. Here their call is not just to the Israelites and the people of God, but it reaches out to the heavens and to the earth. And it's calling all people, the sons of man. It's not a restrictive phrase here. It's open the grace of this, anticipating the grace of the gospel, calling out to all. We can take refuge in this messed up world around us. We can take refuge in the special life-giving hope of God. We can take refuge in the shadow of His wings. Such a precious, beautiful thought. We need that right now. And then verse 8 speaks of God's providing love. These folks, these sons of people, sons and daughters of man, they can take their fill from the richness of your house. See, people will disappoint. As we looked in Psalm 146, don't put your confidence in princes. Don't put your confidence in elections and issues and all that. Rather, they can take their fill from the bounty of God, and you give them drink from the wadi of your delights. Wadi may seem like a strange tone here, or thing to say. Most of your translations will say rivers, a couple say streams. Streams are closer. But wadis are riverbeds, stream beds that are often not filled because it's so dry in the desert area. And when they are filled, when the water comes there, they are a source of great delight and joy. So when you give them strength, when you give them drink from the wadi of your delights, it's water that comes along. It's not all that common. It's special. It's beautiful. It's everywhere at this particular point. But then it's gone again. For God brings it back again. So there's a special hope there for us in these wadis. So wadis is really a good translation here for us. And then finally, Yahweh sustains us. He is our strength. So verse 9 says, for with you is the fountain of life. In other words, in God alone, in His character, there is life. He is that one fountain, not election results, not my circumstance. Even when I'm drained and tired, He is my hope. He is where I gain strength. And the last words in this middle section of refreshment, In your light we see light. See, only in the light of God is there light. What a great blessing for us this night. The light of God is our light. He is our refreshing light. He is our hope. His Hesed love is there for us. The love of God never, ever changes. The circumstances change. The politicians change. Everything around us is in constant change, but the love of God is constant. That's what renews us and sustains us. And that's the thought for this night as you rest in the unchanging, faithful, sustaining love of God. And in Him alone, there is light. Rest well in this special love of God. You have a great night.